Okay, so let's dive in. Try to picture this scene from our source material. You've got the sky, and it's absolutely buzzing with activity.
Yeah, just full of energy, clouds doing aerial acrobatics. There's this character Glum tinkering with thunder shows.
Right, lots of very visible doing. A really energetic morning.
A whole sky community that seems defined by, well, constant motion and sound.
Yeah,
You mentioned Puffy, who seems like the poster child for high energy productivity there.
exactly. But then, right in the middle of all that hustle, the story we're digging into today gives us this really stark contrast.
Which is
Quiet snoring from a character pretty perfectly named, Snory.
Snory.
Yeah.
Okay. And the source material for this deep dive, it's the story called Snory's Dream Cloud Maker. Right.
That's the one. And our mission here is to really unpack this story. What's it telling us about how we perceive things, how we value different kinds of activity?
And maybe how it challenges some common ideas we have about productivity and rest, too.
Definitely rest. The story sets up the conflict right away through Puffy's reaction.
Right. Puffy sees Snory asleep and just instantly jumps to a conclusion.
What was the line? Lazy as a rainless drizzle?
Lazy as a rainless drizzle. It's quite poetic, but yeah, it perfectly captures that immediate judgment.
It really does. That knee-jerk thing where stillness equals laziness,
Yeah.
like value only comes from rushing around.
It's a mindset you see everywhere. If you aren't visibly busy, what are you even doing? But then the story gives us Toby.
Ah, Toby. I like Toby. He takes a different approach.
He does. Instead of judgment, he feels this gentle curiosity. He thinks maybe there's more to it than meets the eye.
And that curiosity leads him somewhere interesting.
It takes him away from all the noise and into Snorri's own space, his cloud den.
And the description of the den is just the complete opposite of the sky outside, isn't it?
Totally. It's described as soft, glowing, filled with cloud cotton. It smells like dream grass.
Sounds, I don't know, calming. Like a sanctuary.
It is. It's a deliberate contrast. And it's in this quiet place that Toby finds Snorri's, well, his secret weapon, you could say, his own kind of work engine.
The Dream Cloud Maker machine, this weird little device just puffing away gently.
Exactly. And its purpose changes everything. Snorri explains he uses it to, capture and bottle his dreams whenever he takes a nap.
So he bottles his dreams.
Yeah. And then a puff of these bottled dreams, he says, is what helps the other clouds, the really tired ones, finally unwind and drift off.
Huh. So his sleeping isn't, it's not doing anything. It's actually the raw material for what he produces.
Precisely. His rest is the input. And Toby sees the output. The source mentions these dream clouds. One looks like a shimmering hot spring.
Oh, wow.
Another sways like it's under leafy shade, one sparkling with sleepy starlight. They sound incredibly peaceful. Not loud, not fast.
Okay, but this is the tricky part. How does Snorri explain this? Especially to someone like Toby, who knows others think he's just being lazy.
Right. Well, Snorri's explanation is really the core of the story's message. The source says he gives this low, mellow chuckle and tells Toby,
God.
drifting off isn't laziness, my friend. It's healing.
Healing. That completely reframes it, doesn't it? He's not just asleep. He's actively healing.
That's how he sees it, according to the story. He makes it clear he's working just, not in the way the others recognize. His words are something like, he's creating space for others to pause, breathe, and mend their hearts.
Creating space to pause and mend.
Yeah. His contribution isn't about shouting or zooming around like Puffy. It's internal. It's quiet.
That really makes you pause and think about our own definitions, We're so often wired to see value only in the visible stuff, the activity you can point at. But Snorri's model suggests value can come from quiet restoration for himself and for others too.
And the story doesn't just leave it there as an idea. It actually shows it working. Toby decides to bring the skeptics Puffy and Glum over to Snorri's den later on.
Oh, okay. Bringing the busybodies into the quiet zone. I bet they were thrilled.
Well, the source does mention their initial skepticism, you can imagine. But then they actually try the dream clouds.
What happens?
Puffy, the high flyer, takes a sniff of the sunny nap cloud.
And instantly starts snoring, apparently with a goofy grin, right there on the cloud cotton. Total transformation.
Wow. Okay, so it worked on Puffy. What about Glum, the thunder guy?
Glum tries the silent rainstorm dream.
Silent rainstorm.
Yeah. And the source says, for the first time, there's no thunder. Just the gentle sound of rain. And, well, he falls asleep too.
So Snorri's quiet work, it actually has this really tangible, positive effect. Even on the ones most bought into the whole busyness culture. it helps them.
Exactly. It shows that this restorative work isn't just navel-gazing. It has real benefits. It helps others function better, maybe even find balance.
And then the story broadens the view, right? It talks about the effect on the whole sky that evening.
It does. It describes the sky feeling different, softer, still. Even the sun seemed to take its time setting.
So it suggests this individual act of cultivating rest, of making these dream clouds, actually has a collective impact. It changes the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, it ripples outwards. It moves from just Snory or just Puffy and Gloom to the entire community. It implies that making space for rest isn't just an individual need. It can improve the well-being of the whole system.
Which leads Toby to his final realization. He gives Snory that quiet thank you. And then he has this thought. Rest isn't giving up. It's getting ready to shine all over again.
That's such a key line. It reframes rest not as the opposite of doing, but as a vital preparation for it.
Yeah, like charging a battery. You're not doing anything. You're getting ready to do something.
Precisely. And Snory gets the last word as he settles back down, reinforcing the whole idea. He says,
A slow sky's a brighter one.
a slow sky's a brighter one. It completely flips that faster is better idea on its head.
It really does.
Yeah.
True brightness, real vibrancy maybe comes from allowing that slowness, that time for recovery.
It's a powerful thought.
So, thinking about this for you, the listener, how does this story maybe challenge your ideas, your internal gauge of what's productive, what's valuable?
Does it make you question that automatic link between visible activity and worth? Or that feeling that if you're resting, you're somehow slacking off?
It pushes us, I think, to look past the surface, to consider the value in things that seem passive, but are actually restorative, creative even, healing, like Snory said.
Yeah, healing not just for yourself, but maybe contributing to the well-being of the people or the environment around you too.
So the main takeaway seems to be that what initially looked like pure laziness was actually this vital form of creation and healing. And it helped everyone by creating that necessary space to pause.
It's a strong reminder that people contribute in really different ways. And maybe we need to get better at valuing the quiet work, the restorative stuff, rest, both in ourselves and in others.
Which brings us to the final thought to leave you with. How might actually recognizing and valuing that quiet work, the naps, the stillness, the deliberate pauses, how might that change your own approach?
Yeah, how might it shift how you think about busyness, about your own well-being, maybe even your definition of what success looks like in your life?